Hey, everybody. Today we have a special guest joining us for our virtual happy hour. Since it's October is Fire Prevention Month, we are going to be talking about house fires. So joining us today, we have Matthew Miley. I said it right?
Yep.
Of the Bloomington Fire Department. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. And Matt, can you tell everybody what your role is with the fire department?
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, my name is Matthew Miley. I've been with Bloomington Fire Department for about 10 months now, so just almost a year. But I've been in fire and emergency services for going on 5 years now. My role right now is just a firefighter paramedic. So I'm both on the ambulance and fire apparatus, depending on the day, whatever I'm assigned to. Right now, I am doing some work in the administrative offices. Got a off the job injury and I'm healing up. So it was a great opportunity for me to be able to spend some time with you guys and help you learn some stuff about home fires and fire prevention. So I'm super happy to be down here and hopefully you guys can learn something from me.
I'm sure I can. I'm by no means a fire expert. Uh, so, how long have you said you've been there about 10 months. What drew you to this line of work?
Yeah, so before I was doing firefighting and emergency services, I actually graduated from high school and then went straight into studying education. I was going to be a special education teacher. And after about 2 years of studying that, I really loved it. I loved the field. I was doing good. My student teaching placements, my teachers all said I was doing a great job, but I just knew I couldn't do that for the rest of my life. There was something better out there for me. So I decided to go back to my local community college and I let myself take whatever classes I want for one semester. And I found, among other trades that I explored, I found intro to firefighting class. Never had anyone in the family or anything like that. But I just discovered it on my own through my local community college. And I knew that that would be the line of work for me. I love helping people. That's where I get my kick. And certainly that's the definition of this job. It's different every day. It's new and exciting. You're on your feet. Never the same thing twice. And we really get to make a difference in the community. So I really love all of those aspects of the job.
That's great. So, with it being Fire Prevention Month, I know we talked a little bit before we went live about um, you guys are going out right now and going around to all the schools, and you're talking with, is it specifically the kindergarten class or is it all different? Are you talking to?
Yeah, so right now, our public education officer, public information officer, Eric Davison, he has started kind of an initiative since he's took the job to get us out more into the schools and hitting as many grade levels as we can. And with COVID last year, we weren't really able to implement it at the level we wanted to. So this year, was the first year we were able to implement his plan, and so we started at the kindergarten level. For some schools it's been first grade, some schools have thrown preschool in, but over the last 2 weeks, continuing on through this week, we're going to be hitting every elementary school kindergarten class that we can in the two districts that we cover as the Bloomington Fire Department. We've been going out and teaching them about firefighters, not to be afraid of us, in our gear, which can be sometimes scary for children. Telling them about getting out of a fire, what to do if they smell smoke or see flames, to crawl, get low, get out of the house, find a meeting place to be with their families, and showing them the fire truck and some different tools that we use on there too.
I bet their favorite part's the fire truck, as the little ones. Do
Yeah,
they get on the fire truck?
some of them do get to go on the fire truck if we have enough time. Yeah, I think that'd be their favorite station too, because that's the station that I run. So,
Well,
uh,
of course, it's their favorite.
yeah.
So, as far as home safety, as a homeowner, or I mean, or a renter, I mean, everybody lives somewhere. So, for home fire prevention, what are kind of some basic things people should be doing? How often should they be doing it um, to keep them
Yeah.
safe? And
So this is gonna sound super redundant and like, yeah, duh, of course I would do this, but you got to start with smoke detectors. Smoke detectors are like a crazy easy technology, so accessible by any homeowner at any level, completely scalable to your budget, and so simple to install. If you don't have them, and most people have them installed already. So I'll start by talking about smoke detectors, which are just a huge change in fire prevention, especially at the homeowner level. So number one, if you don't have smoke detectors in your house as a homeowner, you want to get those. Your chances of survival if there is a fire in your house go up by over 50% if there are smoke detectors in your house. So just that one purchase of a between $20 to $45 smoke detector or higher end smart detectors, just that one purchase, having that in your bedroom could increase your chance of surviving a fire by 50%, which is just crazy. So we want to make sure that people get smoke detectors in their house. Number two, if you already have smoke detectors in your house, which most people do, then you want to make sure they work. So a great thing that we advise is every year when we change the clocks, I know that's coming up. We have our spring forward and our fall back, and fall back is coming up here, right? So when we change our clocks, that is the time of year every 6 months that you want to be checking your smoke detectors. So number one, you want to check that they're working by getting up on a chair, getting a broomstick, and pressing that test button. You want to hear a big loud beep, might be a long beep, and that will tell you that the smoke detector is working per its internal test. We're not holding up a lit match. We're not letting a piece of paper on fire to set it off that way. That's not testing your smoke detector. That's
I don't mean to laugh, but are there people that actually test it that way?
Yes, there are. There are. And there are people that discover that some smoke detectors don't go off once they've triggered that way. So then they stop using them. So press that test button that's on there. Every smoke detector should have it on there. And you want to listen for that beep. Another thing that you want to do when you test them, if your smoke detectors are hardwired into your house, so you have multiple smoke detectors, maybe one on each level or multiple on the same level, however it is that your home's set up. If it is hardwired into your house, it is very likely that you have what's called an interconnected system. You want to make sure, get someone to help you, either your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever it is, your roommate. Put someone at a smoke detector that's in the opposite side of the house, and you want to go around and make sure that when you press that test button in one room, that the detectors are going off in the other rooms as well. So some of us just have solo smoke detectors that are battery powered or have a 10-year battery in them, and they're not connected to the other ones in the house. But the odds are is that if they are hardwired to your house, you have an interconnected system. So if a smoke detector in your basement goes off, then you should also hear the alarm go off in your bedroom.
Makes sense.
And that's really important to check too and make sure that system's working. If it's not working, you can check the smoke detectors. They'll say if they're interconnected, if they're supposed to do that or not. It'll be written on the back. Another thing you want to do is check the date on that detector. If you pull the detector down from the roof, which is usually just reach up and it's a quarter turn and pull it down. If you pull it down and written on the back, its manufacturer date is more than 10 years. So anything 2011 or older, it's time to replace that smoke detector. Even if it's still working, NFPA states that smoke detectors 10 years and older should be replaced. The technologies are a lot better these days, and you're going to want to get those replaced, get that newer one in there. It'll be more reliable and actually work in the case of a fire.
Makes sense.
Yes. Super easy to do, right? You just get on a chair, you go up and you press the button. Another thing you might want to do if you're thinking about getting some smoke detectors, if you don't have them or if they don't work, look for a smoke detector that has a hush button. A lot of people we go into their kitchens or into wherever the closest smoke detector would be to their kitchen, maybe over their kitchen table or in the laundry room, the mud room. We find that there's a mounting bracket for a smoke detector there, but it's been pulled down because people say, well, I burn the food all the time and then the detector's going off and I just can't deal with that. Well,
Yeah.
you can get smoke detectors that have a hush button on them. You press that button, and for 2 minutes, the alarm will stop sounding. Most new smoke detectors have that too. So you can definitely consider getting one of those in your kitchen if you need to buy a new smoke detector.
I didn't know that was a thing, but I do know I see that a lot, that people do pull those ones in their kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and you can even check your home smoke detectors too. Check them and see. You might even have it and not know it. So that's smoke detectors for you. We touched on making sure they work every 6 months when you change the clock. Test your smoke detectors by pressing that test button. Check the batteries. You're also going to want to make sure that they go off if you have an interconnected hardwired system. Make sure that they go off in all rooms of the house if one is triggered. And consider getting those ones with the hush sensor. Another really easy thing is to get a fire extinguisher. Sometimes people don't know where to get those. They say, "Oh, I'd like to have that, but I wouldn't know where to get one." You can get them at any hardware store. You can even get them at Aldi's sometime. In that Aldi finds aisle, they have smoke detectors and fire extinguishers this month because of fire prevention month. They have I think it was $25 or $35 fire extinguisher that you can get. You're going to get what's called an ABC. You're going to look on the side what it's rated for. It'll be called an ABC or a dry chemical. That'll cover you for the widest kinds of uses that the extinguisher can be used for. Sometimes you'll see a white fire extinguisher. Those are for kitchens only. So if you have a white fire extinguisher, that is designed for kitchen fires where you might
Like a grease fire.
a grease fire. Yep, a grease fire on the stove or in the oven. Sure, they could work for other kinds of fires, class A, B, or C fires, we call them. Or I guess a kitchen fire is a class K fire. But the red ones, the ABC ones, will be good for the widest possible kind of fires. And I say the best place to keep those is not actually in your kitchen, but in your bedroom, right next to your bedside table. When you would want to use a fire extinguisher, if you have a fire inside of your house and you cannot get out of the room you are in, that is the time to use the fire extinguisher. So if it's between you and your exit. Or number two, if you have a fire that's very small and contained to a small area like a wastebasket, or maybe just like a candle in a small area of a kitchen table, and everybody is already out of the house, nobody else needs to get out of the house, and you have a way out of the house, that is also an okay time to use a fire extinguisher. However, if we do not need to get a safe path of egress, and if the fire has kind of gone outside of that small area range where it's not controllable but it's growing, that's not the time to use the fire extinguisher. That is the time to get out. A fire can grow double in size in just seconds. In 2 minutes, it can overtake an entire room, especially in today's kind of construction with all the plastics that we put in our furniture.
I had it get so 2 years ago. I'm a huge not fan of these kind of stoves anymore. So our stove, and it was already there when we moved in, it's got one of the touch screen panels for turning on the oven. We have a cat. We had put our pizza box inside or on top of the oven. And so it's an oven that vents out the back up the wall. And our pizza box was sitting on top of the stove, and the cat walked across the panel and started the cleaning. Puts up a lot of heat. It actually started a fire in our kitchen. Smoke detectors went off. Luckily, we had them. And all I was thinking, because it was in the morning, was that the smoke detectors turned off. The kids don't wake up. And then I walked back into the kitchen, and it was like on fire. And I was like, "Oh my!" It was bad. We have a little burnt wall there, and yeah. But they grow. My point is they grow very quickly. I've seen it.
They do. They grow very fast.
Yeah.
We don't have time right now, but if anyone's interested, you can search the words modern versus legacy fire on YouTube, and you can see videos that have been done by UL, Underwriters Laboratories, and research that's been done showing, especially in today's homes, how much faster fires grow just because of the furnishings that we're using. If you look at your grandparents' furniture and your parents' furniture, most likely it's going to be made out of real wood, solid woods. and the fabrics are going to be a higher percentage of actual cottons. Whereas today's furniture that we get from IKEA or Walmart has a high percentage of binding products. So it's like sawdust and glue, and then a plastic covering on top of that to make it look like wood or something else.
Like a veneer kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's plastics and polyesters and all the fabrics that we're using, fake leather, those are plastics. So those materials actually, plastic is just a solid form of gasoline, basically. So when we have a house fire in today's fires, we have solid form of gasoline all over our house. And it is crazy to see side by side the same size room furnished in a similar way, but with old versus new furniture. I mean, just how fast today's houses go up versus old houses.
So I'm going to put that in the comments. What do you Google to compare the two? I'm going to put it in the
You
comments.
can search UL, Underwriter Laboratories, modern versus legacy room fire.
All right, I got it in there. I wanted, that way people can see.
Of course, yeah. It's really interesting.
And I remember.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you'd consider taking grandma's furniture if you knew that it was going to be safer for you in the long run. Who knows? Not that I'm recommending that. Whatever your style is okay. Okay, where were we? We were on the fire extinguishers quick. So like I said, you might want to consider getting a Class K. Those are the white kind usually. Keeping that in your kitchen. People always keep them under the sink. I don't know why they keep them under the sink, because what goes under the sink is literally everything else in your kitchen that you don't have a place for. And it's always in the very back and you can never get to it when you need it. So I recommend, it's going to come with a mounting bracket, most likely inside the box. Mount that fire extinguisher somewhere where you can grab it easy. Mount it next to your door, next to your bedside table. Mount it right next to the oven. If it's in the kitchen, those are all good places, right where you can see them. Usually about 3 feet off the ground is a good height, because kids can reach them too if they had to. Last thing I'll touch on is what to do as far as a fire evacuation plan for inside your home. So we all have kids. I know. I see one running around with, is it Casey or Cassie? I see one running around with you just earlier before we started the call. So with your kids, with your spouse, with your roommate, get together and make a plan about what you are going to do if there's a fire. The first thing you need to do is establish a meeting place. That's extremely important, because you need to find a common area that everyone can meet outside of the house that is, number one, safe, and number two, so you can make sure that everyone's out. A lot of times we come up to a fire and the first thing that a homeowner or whoever called us will come up to us and say is, I don't know where grandma is. I don't know if she got out. Right. So we want to make sure that we get a head count and we know that everyone is out or not. It's very possible that grandma did get out on her own, but she's just standing in the backyard while you're standing in the front yard. It's very important for us to know if there are people inside your house or not if there's a fire, because that makes a big difference in the actions that we're going to take as firefighters. Our focus becomes rescue over preservation of the house. Whereas if we know for sure that there's nobody in that house, then we can take our number one focus to putting out that fire and not having to worry about finding a victim. Though we are going to look for victims every time anyway.
We have a candle that Lauren just blew out in the background for us, so he's helping us prevent a fire here.
Very good. We got a little firefighter right there. I saw that little lighter in the candle there. I was going to mention that. We'll talk about candles for a second after this.
Well, the drink we're going to make, we actually light on fire, so that's
okay.
The opposite of fire prevention, right?
Yeah, okay. Might want to light it on fire outside. I might have to recommend that. Maybe open a window or something. Yeah, so you want to make a plan about where you're going to meet. For me and my wife, we have the plan that if there is a fire, we are going to ditch those pets. They will find their own way out statistically. Cats and dogs will find their own way out of the house. Don't worry about them. Ditch them. Get the two of us out. and we are going to go right to my next door neighbor's house because he's also a firefighter. So we know that that is the safe place we will meet, on his front porch, and that's the plan that we've made. You also want to make sure that everybody in your house can identify 2 ways to get out of every single room in the house. So you've got your young son there. You can go into his bedroom after this and say, okay, if we had a fire right now, and you would know there's a fire because you smell smoke or you see flame, or because you hear the smoke detector going off, which, by the way, smoke detectors, if they're going off for a fire, are going to make the sound of 3 beeps: beep, 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 pause, beep, 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 pause, versus if it's just a low battery, it will just be a single beep and then a long pause. So if you hear that beep, 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 pause, then you know that there's an actual triggered alarm, a possible fire. If you smell smoke, there's a possible fire. If you see flames, there's an obvious fire. Go over that with your children and say, if we see those things, or if we hear those things, or if we smell those things, we need to get out of the house. And we're going to meet at this place. We're going to meet at the tree with the swing. We're going to meet right across the street at the neighbor's house. We're going to meet here, and don't go anywhere until we know that everybody's out. And if everybody's not out, then we'll know because they didn't meet at the meeting place.
Looks like
to get out.
Mom just commented that they always did that as a kid, and their meeting spot was their mailbox.
There you go. Mailbox is a great place to meet.
Yeah.
It's a great place to meet. The mailbox side of the house is usually where the fire department's going to pull up to anyway. So that's a great place to meet. Yeah, so mailbox is a great place. The tree is a great place. Like, in the backyard is not really a good place to meet because that's not where the firefighters are going to pull up to you, and you want to be able to talk to us when we show up there, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, we want to get out of the house and get away from it and be where we can be found.
Perfect. Well, Matthew, sorry, you go by Matthew, right?
I do, yeah.
Or do you go by Matt?
I usually go by Matthew.
Okay. So I always ask. My husband's a Michael, and people shorten it to Mike, but he always goes by actually like his full name. So it's just, you know.
No, I'll never introduce myself as Matt, so I suppose I go by Matthew.
Yeah. All right. So Casey doesn't know it yet, but we're going to do a little head-to-head game between you versus the firefighters. So I hope she brought her A game. They're not all like real, they're all real fire questions, but I couldn't put it on our little cheat sheet because then she would know.
Oh,
so
is this why you like?
That's why I was like, she tried to cheat and didn't know it. I was like, you can't look at that.
Well, she's been so secretive about it.
I wasn't secretive, but
I'm like, who's coming on?
Okay, so we're going to do 3 rounds, and they'll be quick. Fun.
Okay.
So once I say the question, or once I describe whatever is going to go on the question, whoever says beep, beep, because, oh, wait, no, you said it's 3 beeps for the fire.
3 beeps.
So whoever goes beep, 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 just like the smoke detector first, they go first, okay? So round 1, you're going to take turns naming the top causes of house fires, and whoever gets the number 1 cause first wins, which I'm assuming you already know the number 1 cause. But this is according to the National Fire Protection.
The NFPA.
Yeah. So,
okay.
All right. So, well, I suppose when I got done, it was whoever said beep, beep, beep. Beep. Yeah. All right. So what's your guess, Casey?
Is it a driver vent?
It is not.
What?
That's not
beep,
even
beep,
in the top 11.
I've got it. That would definitely be cooking related fires.
Yeah. What? Number 1, it says 173,200 a year.
That's correct.
And the next closest is heaters.
Oh my gosh, candles cause 8,200?
Yeah.
Oh.
It says intentionally lit are 31,305. So that means the number 3 cause of fire is, arson, which is, that actually kind of surprised me.
So arson, or it can also be an intentionally lit fire, as in like you were doing a campfire that got out of control, or those kinds of accidentally but purposefully lit fires too.
Sure. That makes sense. All right. Round 2, I'm going to ask 3 questions, and whoever gets, so you won that round. So Matthew is 1, Casey 0. All right. Round 2.
We do have a gift for the winner.
We do, but all right. Round 2, you can't take the gift. So if Matthew doesn't win, which I suspect he will, we'll do something else and give away. We've got a dryer vent cleaner because
A
you know
dryer vent cleaner.
do you own one already, Matthew?
Oh, my vents are spick and span clean, so I think
Maybe
maybe
okay.
it'll go to our second place winner.
I guess
There you
you're
go.
a firefighter.
And she already
Makes
has one
sense.
too. So all right. We'll do a contest on our Facebook page or something and somebody can
go.
win one.
Right.
All right, round 3. The best of the whoever gets 2 out of 3 questions wins the round.
Okay.
So remember, you go beep beep beep. And
Gotcha,
whoever
I
does
got
that
you.
first
We
answers.
got
All right. According to the National Fire Protection Association, how often should a dryer vent / duct be cleaned out?
Oh, I'll go with the beep beep beep, and I have a guess, but I could be wrong.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna go with once every 6 months.
Okay. What's your guess?
Well,
We'll just go with who's ever the
I
closest.
would think it would be done like once every quarter, so 4 times, because that's when you do your furnace vent, right?
Well,
or your furnace filter.
Matthew's closer. They actually recommend it just at
Come
least
on.
one time a year.
Oh, okay.
Beth had it. Beth, you need a dryer vent cleaner?
Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
Yeah. All right. So it just said they just say at least one time a year. Make sure she's not cheating over here looking at the page. All right. Question 2. Is a seller in Illinois required to see I did this one trying to
Oh, you got a realty related question,
it's a
don't
real
you?
estate related, but it's also it has to do with the fire code. So
Okay.
all right. So is a seller in Illinois required to make sure all smoke and CO2 detectors in the home are operating into code when selling the home in as-is condition?
Beep, 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 beep. Yes.
That's what I was gonna say too. Beep beep beep. Yes.
It's a non.
I was trying to give her, a chance here, Matthew.
We all knew you were gonna win.
So it's one of the only you probably already know this, but it's one of the only non-negotiable items in the real estate contract. It is separate from inspections. It's separate from everything. If they don't have all of their smoke detectors and CO2 where they're required according to Illinois Fire Code, the seller is required to have those there and in place before the house closes.
And it drives me nuts when you get to a walkthrough and they just have them sitting on the table
because they're supposed to be installed within,
for your buyer to install them.
Yeah.
So it's like if you forget as a buyer, you throw them in a cupboard and you're like, hey, I'll get, and then a fire. I mean, it's.
That's right.
Yeah.
Adrian and Casey, do you know? Here's a quiz question for you. Now the Illinois code is going to be different from what the NFPA recommends. Do you know where NFPA recommends that you have smoke detectors placed in your house?
Sure do. I got this. I'll answer this one. So you have
because I can guarantee that pretty much all of us, pretty much everyone, does not have enough smoke detectors.
Oh, I guarantee not. So you're supposed to have them within 15 feet of any sleeping room. You're supposed to have and that also is supposed to be CO2 and smoke. Within 15 feet of your furnace, CO2 and smoke, and then one on every floor other than that. Am I missing?
That's right.
One? That's how we follow it for the contract. So that's what I always tell people. So I hope I'm right.
That's pretty much correct. Yeah. So you're going to want to have one on every floor to begin with. That's what I start with. I say get one on every floor. And then you're going to want one in every sleeping area. Now they say sleeping area, not bedroom, because what if Uncle Phil is having an extended visit and he's sleeping on the couch? Does that count as a sleeping area? The answer is actually yes. So one in every sleeping area.
And so for real estate, we can truly call it bedrooms because technically we're selling it as a, when it transfers. But as far as safety wise.
Yeah. So when you're deciding how many you're going to buy to put in your house, think about that, about where do we have people sleeping? Is it actually a bedroom? Is it not? Because if it's not, it might not actually have that smoke detector in there. So yeah, you're going to want them. First, you're going to want them one on every floor. So basement, main floor, second floor. Wouldn't worry about attics so much. Get a lot of false alarms up there. And then after that, you're going to want to go with every bedroom, every sleeping area, especially ones that people wouldn't regularly sleep in. So if you have a guest room or something like that, that's very important too, because those are the people who aren't going to know where to go in your house if there is a fire.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should just start turning off an escape plan. like hotels.
Just printing them off and
Just-
putting them
And
in
put
the
it in your guest room door. That's right. Yep. And then outside of sleeping areas after that. Yep. And I like to say near the kitchen as well, but
which would make sense since that's number one place for house
for home
fires.
fires, correct.
No
Yep.
home decor going
All right.
up shortly.
So the last question in round 2, whoever gets this.
Oh, we're still playing this.
Oh yeah, no, we've got the last question in round 2 is the winner of round 2.
Okay.
So, and we got to play round 3 because it's a little more fun.
Okay.
All right. So the last question is a 2-part question, which I guarantee, based on what you talked about earlier, I'm sure it's a requirement to be a firefighter anyway, but it's a 2-part question. So what color stripe and what shape nozzle does a CO2 fire extinguisher have?
Jeez. I don't know.
Beep. So the stripe, I'm not sure about. That might be a different code, but I can tell you what our CO2 ones are. They're just a bright red can, and a CO2 will have a cone or a long tube-shaped nozzle because that is a gas that you're shooting out of there, and you need to be able to direct that gas. So your nozzle will be a big long tube.
So he didn't know part 1.
What color?
Because this was a standardized thing, it said.
Yes, so the standard for
it's basically the color that the words are written on. It's like a stripe.
Is it yellow?
That's correct. Yeah. So there's a classification system which actually just changed in the last couple of years to be a universal pictogram.
So the CO2
there's
one
squares
is
and triangles and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and the colors have changed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, when I looked it up, it said it was a black stripe with a horn shape, but she got neither of them. So Matthew wins round 2. So clearly you won, but we're going to do round 3 just for fun because these are all more like music, TV, and entertainment related, but with a fire theme.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I don't
So
watch any
what
fire
is-
shows. Oh no.
And you look younger too, so I don't know if either of you are going to get number 1, but we'll see. So what is the name of the TV show where Jim Carrey plays a character named Fire Marshal Bill? It was a TV show
And Jim Carrey
in the
was a
90s.
TV show?
It was where Jim Carrey got his start. And he played a character called Fire Marshal Bill. Nylena, do you know? Because the look on your face tells me you might. We've got our marketing
I don't even
coordinator is
know.
sitting
Wait,
in
Jim
the office.
Carrey's like the guy that plays in that.
Oh
green
my
mask,
goodness. Okay,
right?
anybody watching, comment if you know.
I'm too young for this.
Cleaner.
I wasn't even born until '95, so
Yeah, it was in the 90s. That's why I said, seeing that you're younger
91.
too, I thought you guys might be at a loss, but it was in living color. It was a show that was out for a while in the 90s, and it was kind of like a Saturday Night Live, but like a bunch of other comedians got their start there, Jim Carrey being one of them. If you've never seen it, it's what you'd expect from Jim Carrey in his early days, but he's Fire Marshal Bill, and he like has like all these burnt lips and all this. It's quite the
got my
character.
Friday movie night.
There you go. Well, it's a TV show. It was more like
Then Friday
Night
binge
Live.
watch.
So Fire Marshal Bill on YouTube. I'm sure lots of them will.
You can just have a binge night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So, all right. Who sings the song "Fire Burning on the Dance Floor"? I told you these weren't really about
what's his
fire in the
name?
round 3.
Oh no, I know the song. Yep.
Yeah, he's like Jamaican.
Oh my goodness.
What's his name? Yeah, Sean Kingston.
Kingston.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. You might know this last one. I didn't. This is the only one of those I wouldn't have known. So, what is the firehouse in the TV show Chicago Fire? What firehouse?
Oh, I just visited it. What number it is? I can't remember.
First of all, I didn't hear a beep 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 beep.
Isn't it?
beep, beep, beep. I don't know.
What?
So let's see if Matthew knows it.
Well, what did she guess? Because I couldn't hear.
She guessed 13.
I thought it was like Station 13.
It's not 13.
Is it 12?
No. Is it Station 31?
Oh, that was close. It's Station 51.
51.
So we're all 0 for 3, but Matthew, you still won because you round 1 and 2. But I wanted to try to do some fun pop culture that actually was
No
just,
offense.
you
I
know.
would be a little concerned if you didn't win. Okay.
And you know, I have a fun fact about that station that I'm remembering from visiting it now too. the station that they have it in, there's a big white tent outside of it when you go and visit, because when they're filming in that apparatus bay, the actual in-service fire engines have to pull around and go in the tent in case there's calls. And then they have ones that they pull in for the TV show. And the numbers on the side of that.
So it's a working fire.
They film
It is an actual fire station. They chose that one because it's got the best view of the city for skyline shots. Yep.
In my reading for pop culture stuff, I didn't read that they actually filmed there. That's interesting.
And the numbers on the side of the station don't actually match what they call it in the TV show. That's not actually what station number it is. But because of the TV show, they have installed all the numbers 51 on the side there. So it looks like it is that station.
Oh, that's fun. So people can go and tour it, or they just let you because you're a firefighter?
No, I've just got some friends that gave us a tour of some cool fire stations in Chicago. Yeah.
You have connections.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew, I don't know if you want to stay on while we show our dryer duct video and make the drink or not, and that's up to you.
Absolutely, I'll stay on. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are before we do the drink. We'll do that at the end. You're right here. We're going to do the video. You know how to do the video part. So
we're going to show the dryer vent video, and then we're going to make the drink.
We can do it. I'll make the drink first. That's good. We'll go in order. All right. So today we're making a zombie. Matthew, we do not have a fire extinguisher close, so this is probably like your worst nightmare about to happen.
Okay, where are you going to go if there's a fire? What's your escape plan?
I'm going to go out this door.
There's a door that you can't see to the outside right there.
Okay, very good.
All right, so we're good. And we can grab the little one.
Don't use the water on that fire.
Yeah,
it'll just spread the alcohol out and make the fire bigger.
Yeah, don't use water. He literally told us that. So today we're making a drink called a zombie. We chose it for two reasons. Number one, we light it on fire. So what could go wrong? Reason two, we are coming up on my favorite holiday, which is Halloween. So, this drink is called the zombie. It's a classic tiki cocktail. It was introduced in 1933. I'm going to start making it as I'm talking here. But it was invented by Don Beach, who owns the famous.
Do it in this one so people can see what
I'm going to do it in both. So people. Oh wait, put it where?
You gotta kind of. Okay. You gotta really pull it back.
So it was invented by a guy named Don Beach, who started a famous place in Hollywood, California, called the Beachcomber. And it's considered to be the drink that kicked off the tiki craze. So that's fun. So I just put in, for those of you that can't see, you put in an ounce of Bacardi, any sort of Puerto Rican rum, an ounce of Jamaican rum.
A lot of rum going on.
It's a lot of rum. It's a tiki drink. I'm going to spill everywhere too. That's why I kept moving the keyboards.
Look at this bottle though.
We're using Kraken for our.
It's got an octopus on it.
Okay. So they would only serve two of these when he started making them, and it was so that two per person per visit, because if you drink more than that, you'd become the Walking Dead. So you use an eighth a teaspoon of Pernod, I think is how you pronounce it. Actually, it's French, so I'm assuming it's Pernod. Actually, I put it on there. Pernod. It's not hallucinogenic like most absinthe.
Oh, it's not.
It's not, but it is an absinthe. It's just not a hallucinogenic one. It's not for the faint of heart. It's 136 proof. So luckily, that's why we only that's why we only put a little spoon in there. It's French. It's been around since 1805. It was banned for being too strong. It was illegal in the U.S. for a while. It came back. You can smell it. I hate black licorice. It's an anise liqueur, which is what they use to make licorice. So that's why there's a lot of things, but that's the main thing
I'm starting to
smelling.
This drink.
This is the part where firefighter Matthew becomes paramedic Matthew. And he's gonna tell you, be careful about how much we're consuming here, folks.
No,
I want to have to come pick you up later.
We won't drink the whole thing. It's just for fun. All right. So we do about 3/4 ounce lime juice. I'm just going to eyeball that. You do
Simple syrup.
a little bit of this orgeat. It's also French. It's an almond liqueur and orange blossoms. They use it a lot in cocktails and cooking. The original recipe for this actually called for a liquor we couldn't find, and it said this was a good substitute. So
And we couldn't find it at Friar Cup. So
yeah, they had never heard of it either. So I thought, let's just find an alternative. This is Don's mix. There's no alcohol in here. It's a cinnamon grapefruit simple syrup that Nylena made. It's used in a lot of cocktails, it said. I've never used it, but you use about a half a shot. Teaspoon grenadine. See, there's some other stuff in here. It's not just liquor. So we're gonna do just a little bit of grenadine, dash of bitters. Don't get nervous. Oh, these cups are a little bigger than our one that we tried it in yesterday. So
maybe the lemon will just sit on top.
yeah, we might need to. So then I'm just gonna stir this up here. You put. Did you grab the knife? Oh no!
Hold on.
We're not gonna cut it with us. It won't happen.
You don't have a knife in here?
No. Oh, Nylena, do you have a plastic knife over there? No. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna do this. I got it. Nope, I got it.
Sure? I can go get a knife.
Nope, I got it. I just.
Woo, look at you. Muscle.
All right. So we're gonna have to kind of do it on top. Well, we're not gonna light yours on fire because. Hold on. We'll light yours on fire. So then you put a little 151 on the.
A little.
Mm-hmm. Well, it calls for a whole shot. I'm only doing a little. No. And then they light the fruit on fire. See, I didn't put enough on there. I told you.
Nope, I think it's on fire.
Is it? Can you see it? Are you sure? I
Maybe
think
it's not on fire.
We tried it yesterday and it worked, but we had different glasses.
Maybe give it some more one.
You're going to need low light to see fire created by alcohol. Whoa.
And that is what you're not supposed to do. Holy cow. We literally tried it yesterday.
Oh.
I cannot believe it just did that. We literally tried it yesterday. No problems. It's not funny. You guys, it's not funny. Take Lauren outside. Not funny. I can't believe that. We've even let drinks on fire on here before. I'm sure it's because you were on here. It just made me nervous, I think. I don't know.
You got it out all right there?
It's all out.
Okay, good.
It's
Everybody's safe. Nobody's hurt?
Nobody's hurt. Everybody's out. We're not going to be
Great.
drinking those. That may be a little, that's interesting. We've never had it do that before. So anyway, like I said, we even tried it yesterday. So I'm like thoroughly like mortified right now.
It's okay.
I cannot believe it did that.
I won't tell the chief.
Okay. I am literally mortified right now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway, okay, we're going to do the video. We're going to go to the video. We got the door open. Everything is out. We're not drinking those because, well, that just seems not right at this point. So we're going to go to our video of cleaning out a dryer vent to show people how you do that. It's pretty easy, prevents fires, so it's a good thing to do. And it is pretty easy. Oh, Casey, I need you, I think. Because I don't know how to. Oh, here it is. I think I figured it out. Casey knew how to do the screen share. Can you see this? Can you see it on the screen, Matthew?
No, I'm not seeing it on my side.
Okay, hold on. I think I have
Maybe
to
if
turn
I disable my camera.
There we go.
There we go.
I got it. All right. So I am going to play this, and it. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I think I have to go back in here and hit play. There we go.
And then I need to record it.
So this is obviously something people can do
We've never
to
done it. So here we
help
go.
keep their house.
So we're at my house. So the first thing we want to do is, well, I guess we should probably clean this guy out. So wherever we find this, I know. We gotta clean this out first. A lot of people's too is in their dryer. Mine's on the top. And then you can throw it back Okay. And then you're gonna pull your dryer out. And then I slide mine over because it's gas, so I didn't want to disconnect the gas because that's kind of, I just didn't want to do it.
You find missing toys of your kids?
Yeah, I may have cleaned before the video, so Facebook wouldn't see how dirty it was. But
Most people's are going to be dirty.
Yeah, and it's a good time actually to like clean all that dust and collect everything that fell or your kids put toys or things like that.
So this is kind we're using.
Yep.
She's using.
You can buy it at Home Depot. They have like 8 or 9 in stock if you're in Blue Inch Normal. It was $20. So.
And actually, I read online last night that the majority of dryer vent fires happen fall and winter, with the peaks being in January. So this is the time of year to
Well,
clean
and
it
you
up.
know why it probably happens in January a lot too? Is because the snow, if you get too much snow and it piles up on your dryer vent outside,
Yeah.
you don't push that snow away, it has nowhere to go. So
Yeah.
all that hot air backs up, catches the lint on fire.
Yeah, I actually use lint for fire starters.
I do too.
I take lint and candle wax, and that stuff goes. So
Yeah. So, okay, the first thing you're gonna do is
first thing you're gonna do is unplug the dryer.
dryer. Yeah, so we're gonna unplug it and just,
Where'd you put your screwdriver?
I don't know, I was just gonna ask you that. Hold on.
Got it.
Oh, good. Adrian has a screwdriver. So then what you're going to do is you're going to want to unhook this. Everyone's looks a little different. Mine's more of an accordion style. So
Most of them are an accordion
Yeah.
style that goes to a hard vent system inside the wall or on, in between along the ceiling. But going from the dryer to that hookup is usually an accordion style.
I think you're going the wrong way. Oh, yeah, I am.
Lefty loosey.
I got
Lefty
you. I got
loosey.
you. I got you. So what I did is I just disconnected, as you can see. Oh, sounded like some things. So then so I connected this part. These all come unconnected. To show you, well, I'll just take it off so you can see, just screw it on. It's pretty simple. I'm connecting mine to a drill. If you don't have a drill, you can do it freehand.
And I think you saw online there's varieties.
There's tons of varieties. I think the drill version would be easier, and who doesn't like to use power tools?
I feel like Nylena, I feel like if you hit a drill, it would be pink.
So you just put it in, you just put this in the drill like this. You just shove it in there. It just clicks in, tighten the drill. There we go. Never go backwards. So once we get it in here, you never want to back up your drill. Stop.
Well, you never want to turn the drill into reverse.
There we go. So
You have to back it up to get it out.
So here we go.
Are you?
I'm not sure.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to go all the way, like if you were going to nothing. Go for it, Casey.
So I'm going to do this a little bit at a time. Okay. So then I'm going to add. Do you want to give me another one? I just wanted to see how this worked because we hadn't done it.
No, okay.
What? I know. I'm just going to do it this way. I could have simplified it. This goes 8 feet long, but I just want to see how this is all going to work. So we're going to go one rod at a time just to see what we're working with. Here we go. Probably terrible angle of me. Sorry, my dog
I was like, the spirits are coming out now. They're mad you're cleaning the dryer vent.
No.
It's Casey's dog.
It's a new construction. I'd be a little concerned.
There were ghosts.
I guess it could be from the people before. 'Cause there used to be a house.
Yep. We watched some and it's the lane, it's the landing with the...
So you set this back in. Do it like this.
shrink that all the way in now.
Okay. This is getting disappointing.
Why?
Because I feel like I'm not pulling anything out.
Well, you don't really. It just kind of knocks it loose so that
It
you
goes
do
out.
pull some.
So we'll show you what it looks like. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just going to add the rest.
I'm like watching. I've never done it.
We're going to go all 8 feet. Stop.
I can edit some of the parts out.
Sure. Ugh, we're just fast.
Fast speed with our music.
Okay, here we go.
Nope, we're going nowhere. I'm not, just so you know, we're not editing this part out.
I feel like this is all part of it.
Is it though?
Yep. All right, you hooked in?
No. No. No, because I don't know why you just twisted. You're supposed to do that. Lock them in.
All right.
we go. Here. I would just push that all the way down.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Will it go all the way down? You know, Casey, I wonder, let's take that other side off.
We're gonna go ahead and take this side off just because I think it might be easier.
And I can't even see what it's caught on. It bends like a fishing pole. But it's made out of the same type of stuff.
There we go. So I'm actually gonna pull,
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's caught.
This
So,
up.
ooh, see, look at that it pulled out,
and
Casey.
then, and it would probably be, I would probably recommend,
I think it would be easier. Some of them, it looked like didn't take it off, but they were a lot shorter. Like, this is a pretty long run of the
then you
accordion.
can just suck this or stick this and then go. You see, I'm gonna pull a big chunk.
Oh, Casey, I bet your run turns. That's why it's stuck. It turns to go outside.
Got it.
We can't see it because your ceiling is the way the ceiling is. So that's it from the inside.
So now we get to go outside.
Obviously, you would reconnect that all the same way as you
Took it off, but I want to clean it all out. So if you just look at that.
Yeah, because now you knocked it all loose with this thing.
So it'll just, you know, and then you reconnect it. And now we're going to go and show you what we're going to do from the outside. Okay, so since we were done inside and we wanted to come outside, obviously, you're going to want to find your dryer vent. Mine is right outside of my deck. And so you're going to want to pull. Some of them are attached. Like some of them you have to, they're drilled in. Mine, you just pull it off and push it on.
Some just have a flap, and the flap will pop off.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, you can just pull it up. It looks like Casey's used to have a flap.
Yeah, the child.
Most of them have a flap.
So what you do is you just stick this, you know, in here. Watching this. And you just pull it out.
See what we get.
Ooh,
Rocks. Casey.
All right.
And then we just pop the vent back on. And reconnect the washer, and you're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Happy
If you,
cleaning.
yeah, and if you, like Adrian said, if you clean out your,
If you find something fun, we'd
yeah, like I was really hoping that mine would be like full of like I just pull a ton away. But
Wow, that was great. That's a really helpful to show doing that.
I mean, we've never done it before, so we're like, if we can do it, anybody can do it, right? Like, and it was a $20 thing. I mean, yeah, we didn't have the drill on all the way at first and all of that, but it's a pretty simple thing you can do to help protect your home.
That's right. Yeah, and so that vent snake, is that what those are usually called, a vent snake? Those are going to be the most thorough way to clean out your vents. Another great way, something you might already have, is if you have an electric leaf blower, not a gas powered one, but an electric powered leaf blower, you can actually use that to blow out with a higher power air from the inside of your house to the outside. Blow out some of that lint. It's not going to be as thorough as the vent snake, which will knock things loose that are stuck. Or if you have an air compressor, you can blow compressed air to clean out the vent as well. Again, not as thorough as using one of those vent snakes, but those are two other ways with maybe tools that you already have in your house to clean out your vents.
Sure. Well, thanks for that. So you might have those and not have to go buy anything and still be able to at least, clean it out. And of course, cleaning out your lint traps every single time you do a load of.
Every single time.
Yeah. So, well, Casey's just going to really, really quick talk about our current market, like a short little blurb here.
5 seconds. But so pretty much our market is still going strong, still a seller's market. We have 147 new listings. We have 180 new contracts, so pending. So we have more pending than what we have active. And then we had 163 closed. So like I said, the market is still really good. Inventory, though, is low. So even though it's still a seller's market, what we're seeing is that because inventory is so low, buyers aren't finding what they want, and they're starting to get a little antsy and kind of regress a little, and they're going to wait. So if you're thinking about putting your house on the market, it's actually a really great time. Usually we say October, November, December. We think it's a good time to list. So
it's a great time to buy. Statistically speaking, October is the time of month you get the best price on your house. Everybody just paid their real estate taxes. They're a little more motivated to get it sold. And you're not into the holiday season yet where it's really, really cold and all of that good stuff.
So anyways, that's kind of what the market's doing. Yeah. Follow us on Wednesdays where we do market snapshots of just different areas.
Thank you so much for all you do in the area, Matthew.
Yes, thank you.
Help protect everybody, help keep everybody safe, help educate everyone.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
It's really helpful.
And if you've got kids in school, it sounds like he's the fire truck station. So he'll get to do the fun part and show your kids the fire truck. So you said you do District 87 and Unit 5.
That's correct. Yep. We've been my unmuted. Yeah. So we've been getting out to every elementary school. We reached out to every elementary school in the district, and we are trying to hit all of the kindergarten classes this year. I think we're going to hit all of them. There might be one or two that weren't able to get us into their schedule, but that's our goal, is this year to hit every single kindergarten class and do a fire prevention talk with them during the fire prevention month. And special thanks to Eric Davison, our public information officer, who set all that up. He worked really hard to get this program going this year. And hopefully in the future, you'll see us getting out into the schools more, especially with some of the COVID restrictions dying down now.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
If you
if anybody has questions about anything, I'm sure, is there like a number they can, obviously in this day and age, a lot of people can Google when they have questions and find any information, but is there anyone that can come in and do like safety checks, or is there a good place to go for someone to like download a safety check of things for their house?
Yeah, so the NFPA is a great resource even for homeowners to check out. Also, you can go to the Illinois Emergency Management website, IEMA. They'll have some great resources for just the average homeowner as well about different things you can do to help keep your home and your neighborhood safe, different fire safety plans you can have, or a disaster kit too. They'll help you build one of those out for your family. A kit with some clothes, some food, some water, and what you're going to need in case of an emergency that you can take with you anywhere. Also, feel free to reach out to Bloomington Fire Department our office is 309-434-2500. That'll get you to our office down here. And you can
Here, I'll
ask
put
for
I'll put that in the comments here.
Yep.
Maybe. You said it's what's the number 309?
309-434-2500. That'll bring you to our office, and we can get you connected with either one of our firefighters on the floor or our public information officer, Eric Davidson. He's a great help with that too. You can also go to cityblm, as in Bloomington.org, and then go to their fire tab. I believe it's cityblm/fire, and they'll help you to. There'll be different tabs on there that'll help you to contact people. You can set up a tour with your family of the fire station if you'd like to get your kids out here, or have our other resources as far as what you can do for safety in your home.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being on. And
Yeah,
then
we really appreciate it.
yeah, we do. If any of you have questions about fire safety, get a hold of.
The numbers, the numbers in the comments there. So
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook if you already haven't. As always, be confident, be inspired, and be moved, and have a great week.
yeah. Thanks, Matthew. Nice to meet
Bye.
you.
Bye.